Huge win for the Raptors against the Detroit Pistons. And if you haven't already recognized, clearly I am not home. It is March break. I'm away with my wife and the kids visiting some family. So, I got to do the show from the road. The show absolutely always must go on when it comes to the Mike Roach Show. 119-108, the Toronto Raptors take out the Detroit Pistons. And if I had my equipment, damn it, I would drop a bomb. Okay, I got my computer. I got my notes, but I'm actually using my phone to record this. I don't have my typical stuff. So yes, we will drop a bomb for the Raptors in this one. Like I mentioned, 119-108. And boy, did the Raptors show heart in this one. I mean, they absolutely grew a set. Okay, no offense, but compared to what we saw a couple games ago, I did think they learned from that. Okay, they have to have learned from that because we heard from Coach Darko. He said, what did he say? And quote, it'll never happen again. And so the Raptors showed some fight against Phoenix. They come out, show major heart against the Detroit Pistons. And they did exactly what they had to do. And guys really showed up in this one. And the first thing you know and recognize about the Raptors when they played in this game, what is it? They were extremely physical. They were extremely physical. How many times have we talked about this? How many times have we talked about it? Pretty much all season long. Pretty much all season long. The Raptors have to be physical, especially when you're going up against a roughneck team like the Detroit Pistons. I mean, what are you kidding me? In regards to a Cade Cunningham and a Jalen Duren, a Zor Thompson, these are all physical guys. These are all physical guys. You can't get away with not being physical when you're playing against these guys. And the other thing that I realized right away, when it comes to rebounding, the Raptors crashed the glass in this one. They won the rebounding battle, 48-39. They won the rebounding battle. All of these things matter. They both shoot 48% from the field and not a very high volume of three-point shots going up for either team. I mean, in regards to this NBA climate, 10 of 26 from the Detroit Pistons, 8 of 28 from the Toronto Raptors in this one. They did not shoot well from three-point range, but that's why it was so important for the Raptors to get into the paint. They had to get into the paint because that's what they started the game doing. They started the game attacking the paint. They won it there as well, 56-50 in regards to points in the paint for the Raptors. And they lose the fast break category. And that's why I wanted to see them go in the paint. Typically, the Raptors win the fast break category. They are leaders, league leaders in that category. So when they lose that, and then they lose the points in the paint, then they lose the rebounding on top of it, you know it's not going to end up well. You know it's not going to end up well. So they have to be able to take care of business in other areas if they're falling off in the category that they're usually leading in. They start this game, and man, we got to give some real big props to some names here. I'm talking about, the first guy that we got to drop one for. I don't have my stuff. The first guy that we got to drop one for is, do you guys know who? Do you guys know who from the Toronto Raptors? Jakob Poeltl. Jakob Poeltl just put on his biggest performance of the season in this game. 36 minutes, 21 points, 18 rebounds. 18 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, no turnovers. 9 of 12 from the field. Listen, Jakob Poeltl put on a big time performance tonight. And this is the kind of level, you're not going to obviously see him put up 21 and 18 a game, clearly. But he played big in a big game that matters. He stepped up to the plate. And like I mentioned, obviously you're not going to see him do this on a night in, night out basis. But when it was called for, he stepped up to the plate. He stepped up to the plate. We got to give him big, big credit here tonight. And so what was the first thing that you thought about coming into this game? What did the Raptors have to do? Already mentioned it. They had to be physical. And they came out the gate physical. All right. They were getting into the paint. Their first 8 points in this game came in the paint. And it was a 13-5 Raptors lead with 7:56 remaining in that first quarter. physical early, and the Raptors needed toughness on the interior. They needed toughness on the interior. So I was wondering in this game, were they going to use a deep bench? Were they going to use a deep bench? Because I was thinking if you're going to be able to bring the physicality tonight, you're going to need bodies, right? And so I'm thinking, who is going to be playing early aside from one Jakob Poeltl and aside from Sandro Mamukelashvili? You're going to need somebody else. And you know what? It ended up being Jonathan Mobo, who only ended up playing a couple minutes. I thought he would have played more, but I actually thought they might have played Trace Jackson Davis. He didn't get played either. What they did was increase those minutes for Jakob Poeltl. Give him those 36 minutes. Damn it, I would have even wanted him to play more if he could. He had 3 personal fouls in this game, but overall, just a damn good game overall from the Raptors and their physicality once again. And the Raptors started to struggle a bit in that first quarter when they started settling for threes. As soon as they started settling for threes, it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look because threes, long rebounds, especially when you're making them, when you're not making them, and you're shooting low percentage, and the other team is getting out in transition. And I told you they were 17-10 in regards to transition fast break points, the Detroit Pistons. So the Raptors had to focus on the mid-range and getting into that paint, being aggressive, getting to the free throw line. When we look at the free throw line numbers in this game, you outshot them by 7, all right? 16-24 for the Detroit Pistons, 23-30 for the Toronto Raptors in this one. They shoot 77% from the free throw line. And every point matters. If you're +7 at the free throw line, you win the game by 11. Those things matter. They matter. The Pistons missed 8 free throws in this game. It completely changes how everything would have been towards the end of the game, right? So all of those things matter. And Detroit, they were throwing the double team. They were throwing the double team at Brandon Ingram pretty early because Ingram was absolutely cooking in this game. 13 points in that first quarter, and that was with 1:30 remaining. And a good quarter for RJ Barrett as well. And he was taking shots at the rim, being aggressive and moving without the ball. 33-32 Raptors advantage after the first quarter. And what I had circled here is that the Raptors had 0 fast break points. They had 0 fast break points after that first quarter. So I'm there wondering, are they going to slow it down? Because I really don't like their half-court offense, and it always makes me nervous. So I'm there thinking, all right, how is this going to go? But anyway, we move on into the second quarter, and Scottie, when he was on the bench in the first quarter, he was on the bench for 3.5 minutes, and the Detroit Pistons outscored the Raptors 14-3 when he was on the bench. 14-3 when he was on the bench. Absolutely insane. But you know what? Mamu did come off the bench early and did provide the Raptors with a bit of a spark. He played 15 minutes in this game. 8 points, 3-7 from the field, 1 of 4 from three-point range, 5 rebounds, 2 steals in this game as well. I thought he did a pretty decent job in this game. And a 13-2 in regards to second chance points for the Raptors, and that was with 8-10 remaining in the second quarter. Offensive rebounds for the Raptors at that point was 7-1. And I must say, from a rebounding perspective, you do have to be really impressed with the Raptors in this game. Offensive rebounds for the Raptors, +7 overall in this game, 20-13. They did a really good job crashing the glass in this game. And the one thing in regards to being aggressive that the Raptors did well, they ended up getting themselves into bonus with 5:49 remaining in the second Q. So you get to the line, get to the line, get to the line as much as you can. As much as you can. Stop the game, get a breather, make your free throws at a high percentage. That's what you need. That's what you need, because if you're in bonus, you can afford to be extra aggressive. You could afford to be extra aggressive because now they have to play judiciously defensively because they don't want to keep sending the line to rack up points. Okay, 15 lead changes. 15 lead changes. And that was with 3:40 remaining in that second quarter. But the point that was, the thing that was making me nervous, and I made this point to you earlier, 8 of 28 from three-point range for the Raptors in this game. And with 3:15 remaining in that second quarter, they shot 3 of 16. 3 of 16 from three-point range. going into halftime. I mean, just absolutely abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. And on the other side going into the half, the Pistons, 7 of 11 from three-point range. It was 13-3 in regards to fast break points for the Pistons as well. But the Raptors, 27-22 in regards to rebounding numbers at the half. It was a 64-59 Pistons advantage at the half. And let's look at some of the numbers in regards to the box score here. Brandon Ingram, like I mentioned to you, absolutely cooked. Absolutely cooked. Another 30-point game for Brandon Ingram. He was 12 of 25 from the field in 39 minutes for 34 points. He was 4 of 9 from three-point range, 1 rebound. And he's making shots. He's making shots. RJ Barrett was another guy, stepped up and answered the call again. 39 minutes in this one for him as well. Starters, heavy minutes in this one, which I don't mind. You're going up against the Pistons. You can't be having these guys playing 27, 28, 29 minutes. You can't be having that. You got to you put them in 40, 41, 42 minutes if you have to. I don't give a damn. You give them those high-ass minutes if you have to. You're playing Detroit, the damn best team in the Eastern Conference. You can't be playing these guys no punk minutes. For God's sakes, I mean, we got to talk like this now. Like everybody has to grow a set at this point. This is playoff time now for the Raptors. They don't have time for any passive nonsense. You got to step up and you got to play big. And damn it, if you got to play big minutes, you got to play big minutes. RJ, 39 minutes in this game. 27 points. 27 points. And efficient. 11 of 17 from the field. 4 of 4 from the free throw line. 1 of 4 from three-point range. 6 rebounds. 2 assists in this game. And a steal as well. 38 minutes for Scottie Barnes in this game. And boy, I mean, he was just all over the place. All over the place in this game. 38 minutes, modest 14 points, 5 of 11 from the field, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 blocks, 1 steal in this game as well. And he was all over Cade Cunningham in this game. All over Cade Cunningham. He was picking him up full court. And even when you look at the numbers, Cade Cunningham had 33 points in this game in 37 minutes, 12 of 24. Damn it, he's just hard to stop. He's just hard to stop. Yeah, I mean, he can do anything out there. He's good defensively. He can rebound. He facilitates. Can shoot it from anywhere pretty much. Cade Cunningham is an absolute animal out there. Okay, Tobias Harris had a pretty damn good game as well. But they got nothing from Duncan Robinson in this game in 24 minutes. 1 point, 0 of 2 from the field, which were 2 3-point attempts, obviously. Got nothing from him. Azor Thompson pretty much wasn't too effective all night either. 2 of 8 from the field, 4 points in 24 minutes. And you remember the last time we played them and Paul Reed looked like the second coming of Michael Jordan? Well, damn it, he didn't do that tonight. Okay, he had 4 points in 11 minutes. Okay, 2 of 4 from the field with 6 rebounds. And so that's why it's like, damn, I mean, he just looked absolutely ridiculous the last time we played this guy. You guys remember? I mean, it was absolutely crazy. But listen, these guys tonight, and I'm talking about Scottie Barnes, picking up Cade Cunningham full court, blocking shots all over the place. He had a really nice performance. Doing a bit of everything. Swiss Army knife, like I like to call him. He kept that up tonight as well. But man, the offensive performance in regards to the Raptors, 34 from Ingram, RJ 27, 14 from Scottie, 21 from Jakob. I mean, they're going to be tough to stop. If they play like that and these guys, 4 of them are putting up numbers like this, you're not going to see that every night. And that's on top of quickly actually having a really bad shooting night, okay? 34 minutes in this, just 6 points, 1 of 12 from the field, 1 of 6 from three-point range, which is not typical of quickly, right? Only 1 rebound as well, but he gave you 7 assists, limited his turnovers, and gave you 3 steals as well. So we'll give him some credit for those 3 steals, 7 assists, and just not a good shooting night from quickly. So what are you going to do? Look at me. Got my notes here, flipping the sheet. And Scottie doing a good job pushing the ball up the court. First thing I have in my notes going into that third quarter, getting that ball up the court. And the Raptors were really playing, that tough, physical defense. I got to go back to that because this is what you want to see. This is why I keep repeating it, because it's so important for the Raptors to do this. It will change the outcome of the game. You have to play with physicality and toughness. You cannot let teams walk all over you. You cannot let teams just stroll to the basket. You got to hit them, bump them. They have to feel you. They got to know that you're there. They have to know that if they're driving into the paint, somebody's going to be coming at me to make them think twice. It has to be in their psyche. You can't make it easy for them. Okay. And Poeltl, like I mentioned here, looks energized. Okay. He's got to play with a chip on his shoulder. Poeltl has to come out and play like he has still something to prove. He's still got to play like he has something to prove. He's been a disappointment to some degree, right? Like, he's been injured. He hasn't been in the lineup for a lot of the season. And so he still has to make sure that people remember what he can actually do. And we're not saying the guy, like I mentioned, we're not expecting the guy to come out here and give you 20 and 18 a night. But damn it, he can get you 14 or 15. He can get you 8, 9, 10 rebounds. He's got to be throwing those bows. He's got to be boxing out, sticking to the basics, giving you the fundamentals. He's got to be giving you everything that he has. He's got to be challenging shots, blocking them. He's got to be in that pick and roll. He's got to be doing all those basic things. And there was a play, and I'm going to show some love here to Jakob Poeltl as well. Jakob Poeltl, he only had 12 minutes in this game. He had 3 points. But there was some plays here where he was playing some good, hard, one-on-one defense, using his hands to swipe at the ball, physical, just good stuff from Jakob Poeltl in the minutes that he played, I thought. And I wanted to show him a bit of love as well. Jamal Shed, 24 minutes in this game. Two rebounds, 4 points, 1 of 4 from the field, 1 block. But let me tell you, since we're in that third quarter, he had a massive block on Caris LeVert. They were trying to get some momentum, and in the open court, they were flying up the court. It was like a 3-on-2, and the ball, I can't remember who was handling the ball, but they kicked it to Caris LeVert on the right side. And he was going up for the layup, and Jamal Shed just came and swatted that crap out of there to go back in the other direction. Big time block. Crowd went crazy. Just an absolutely massive play from Jamal Shed. And these are the things that you need. Guys, this is not just about scoring and points, right? And I know that you hear me say I want to hear Scottie step up and take the bull by the horn sometimes offensively. I still want to see that. But at the same time, there are other elements of the game that you have to execute on well in regards to winning. Defense in transition, how you play in the half court in regards to defense as well. All of these things matter. We keep talking about, not we, but people keep talking, you're in the second year of a rebuild. To hell with all of that at this point. To hell with all of that. Okay, we're not talking about that anymore. Second year of a rebuild. Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, Scottie Barnes, Jakob Poeltl, Emmanuel Quickly. These are all veterans. These are not 1 or 2 or 3 year players. All of these guys are veterans. We don't want to hear that no more. Okay? So do what you have to do. And it was a 93-81 ball game for the Raptors going into that fourth quarter. Talk about a turnaround. And didn't I have, where the hell is that stat that I had? Did I not write that stat down? Where is it? Oh, third quarter, and this is with 2:13 remaining. In the third quarter, it was a 13-30 run for the Raptors in that third quarter. So it was a 12-point game going in, starting the fourth quarter. And so as soon as we were going into the fourth quarter, right? And I'm sure you, just like me, what are we thinking now? What are we thinking now when it's a 12-point game going into the fourth quarter? You already know. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see what's going to happen now in regards to the Raptors and going into this fourth quarter. How are they going to perform? Are they going to fall apart? Are they going to show us some toughness? What are they going to show us here? And so, it's even with 10-20 remaining in the fourth, the Raptors are still playing pretty decent, moving the ball. It was a 10-point game. And Pistons now have turned up the physicality. Big elbow from Jalen Duren on Jakob Poeltl. That pretty much knocked his ass senseless. They had to scrape him off the ground. But he showed some toughness and he showed some fight. And quickly, 1 for 11 from the field, like I mentioned at this point, and all of his floaters were hitting back rim. I didn't think they were necessarily terrible shots. These are shots that he would make at a higher percentage than this, but just hitting back rim. And so 6:04 now. 6:04 now. The Raptors still have a 10-point lead. It's 102-92. And now this is where it starts getting serious for me because I'm thinking, all right, 6 minutes to go. You're up 10. The Raptors are shooting 6 of 23 from three-point range. So what is going to happen there? Are they going to be able to knock down a three or so if they need to? If they need to. And not even if they need to, when they need to. Okay, remember that. 6 of 23, and that's with, from three-point range, and that's with 6 minutes to go, all right? Second chance points for the Raptors, 29-15. So they stepped up big still in regards to its rebounding. And the Raptors, for some reason, they used an absolutely terrible challenge when it came to a three-point shot where Jakob Poeltl ended up fouling Javonte Green. Just a terrible challenge right in from the bench. I'm glad that never came back to bite them in the ass, by the way. But Ingram, still, those isolations, you got to be careful. He did pretty well in regards to that, making shots again, and they weren't as egregious as we've seen in certain games, the ISO, but I still want to see the ball move. I want to see the ball move, create shots for teammates. And Ingram, you have to be the guy who's also creating. You can't leave it to just Barnes and quickly. You have the ball in your hands. You also have to do some creating for your teammates. And you had 0 assists in that game. That is going to be problematic moving forward. Especially they're throwing that double team at you. That ball has got to move. Okay, but at the end of the day, he still played big and went in big and hit big shots down the stretch, including a big 3 down the stretch. And Cunningham had a monster jam in transition to cut it to 5. And then Ingram hits a big jumper and gets fouled. And just down the stretch, they were making plays, keeping that ball, getting pushed, going forward. And that was all she wrote. The Raptors escape with an absolutely huge win against the Detroit Pistons. Now, this is the kind of response that you need. And I was talking to a bunch of you in the comments from the last show that I did. And for a bunch of you, we're talking about the stuff that happened with the Pelicans, and we're talking about how the game went against Phoenix and all that kind of stuff. But for a lot of answers, what was the main thing that I was saying and that we talked about? We got to see how they respond. We got to see how they respond. It's a one thing to be hit with controversy and get punched in the mouth, but can you respond after it happens? That's most important. You're going to go through adversity. You're going to go through adversity, especially as a team where you haven't been in this position before with these players that you have. You were terrible the last couple of years. Winning now is going to be different for this group. When you go through adversity, you got to be able to get through it together. And so this is a good building block for the Raptors, right? This is a good building block. And the frustration doesn't come in necessarily with how bad they're playing with X's and O's. That's not all that it's about. A lot of people, I know for me and a lot of you who are out there who are going to be talking to me in the comments, they just want to see heart and effort. Heart and effort can solve some of your problems, right? Not all of them, but they can solve some of your problems. You got to be there for each other. You got to be on each other in regards to sticking up for each other, making sure you have each other's back. Because if that doesn't happen as a cohesive unit, things are going to start falling apart in other areas as well. And so as long as you have each other's back, you're fighting for each other, you're playing hard, those things can also bleed into other areas, right? And so big win for the Raptors in this one. And boy, you know, if they had crumbled down in that fourth quarter after having another double-digit lead, it wouldn't have been good. It was not a bit good. So they come out, they get this win, and it shows you what they can do when they play with life and energy. You're not going to go around smacking all the best teams in the NBA, but when you show the heart and the fight, there are better teams that you'll be able to knock off. Not all the time, but better than what you have been doing previously in this season. So we'll see how they go moving forward. At MikeRoach7 on IG, at MikeRoach23 on X. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share the Mike Roach Show. I think I'll be home for the next game, back in front of my my laptop and mic and setup and stuff. But appreciate all of you. I wanted to make sure that I got this show done for you, even though I'm not home. So still mic'd up, portable right here. And I got my phone doing this. I got my laptop here. Hope all of you are well. For those of you who have the week off for March break and you're going to be with your kids, God bless you. It's going to be busy. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's pretty damn fun. Enjoy your Sunday evening. I will be back with you on the next one, and I'm out.